Adam Sandler receives a lot of acclaim whenever he does a dramatic role, like in Punch Drunk Love or Uncut Gems, but he obviously gets the most attention for his roles in the silly comedies he produces. However, Sandler has a whole group of friends who have appeared in the films produced by Happy Madison and don't seem to get the same number of opportunities to flex their dramatic muscles like he does. People are often surprised when actors known for comedic roles appear in dramas. However, it's not like they're trying to be funny all the time, so it never surprises me when someone like Eddie Murphy or Robin Williams or Jim Carrey succeeds when playing a more serious character whose main goal is not trying to make the audience laugh. Which actors from the Happy Madison stable players do I think would do well giving a dramatic performance? The first person that came to mind when thinking about this question was David Spade. He has primarily done comedic roles throughout his career, and I think he's one of the funnier members of the Happy Madison troupe. However, he seems to avoid dramatic roles or does not get cast in them. He did play a villain in the little scene thriller Warning Shot, but that's the extent of his serious roles. One comedic performance of his where we see him capable of delivering dramatic line readings is Kuzco in The Emperor's New Groove. Yes, it's a largely silly character in a silly movie, but there are moments when Kuzco has to sound sad or genuinely sincere, and he nails those parts. What I usually think of is a scene where he talks back to himself, narrating.
Hey, give it a rest up there, will you?
What? I'm just telling them what happened.
Who are you kidding, pal? They saw the whole thing. They know what happened.
A major reason we believe in Kuzco's transformation into a good person who cares about others is because of David Spade's vocal performance. Another major actor in the Happy Madison family is Kevin James. Many of his roles in comedies involve a lot of physical humor and falling down a lot, which is a skill I don't think gets enough appreciation. Unfortunately, he is also saddled with characters where the main joke is that his character is overweight and eats a lot. That was one of the principal jokes surrounding his character in Paul Blart Mall Cop, and it got old quickly. James has done a few dramatic roles, including playing a neo-Nazi in the independent film Becky, but it still makes up a small fraction of his filmography. What shows he has the chops to pull it off is a video he posted on his YouTube channel. In it, he plays a boom operator on the set of Good Will Hunting, who ruins a take with his laughter. James plays the character feeling genuinely bad about this, and is nicely consoled by Robin Williams. He displays so much emotion in that short video and proves he could provide that for the entire feature film. Someone who may not have headlined any Happy Madison movies, but has potential to give a solid dramatic performance is Kevin Nealon. Like Sandler and Spade, he's a former member of Saturday Night Live and often has several small and supporting roles in those movies. Nealon is usually cast as a sort of jerkish character, and so maybe he would do well playing a straight villain in a serious drama or action film. He hosts hiking videos on his YouTube channel where he talks to different celebrity friends of his, and in the few I've seen, he presents a welcoming persona. It will be interesting to see him translate that to a dramatic role. Someone whose appearances in Happy Madison films tend to generate groans is Nick Swardson. I admittedly don't have any strong opinions about him, although I have not seen his critically reviled comedy Bucky Larson Born to be a Star. However, maybe there's some dramatic talent that has not been unearthed yet, and maybe all it takes is the right director and screenplay. Someone who's made some appearances in Happy Madison movies is Dana Carvey. I think Carvey is a great comedian, and he has made me laugh in a number of projects, including his stint on SNL and the Wayne's World movies. One of his skills is as an impressionist, which The Master of Disguise tried to formulate an entire plot around, but I felt did not work at all. He's had a few bit roles since then, nothing too significant, unless you count him voicing that old dog in the Secret Life of Pets movies. I think Dana Carvey could do well in a dramatic role if someone gave him the opportunity. Now, I know the next actor on your mind is probably Rob Schneider. When will we get to see Rob Schneider play a dramatic role? Well, I hear he's going to be playing a stapler soon, and then after that, he is signed on to play a carrot. That has potential. Of course, the other thing that should be noted is that maybe these actors are not interested in doing dramas. Maybe making people laugh is the ultimate goal and what makes them happy in life, and I'm not going to stand here and give them career advice. Adam Sandler has done very well playing dramatic roles and frequently does accept them when offered. However, he is also shown to be very happy doing his silly comedies, and they certainly bring joy to a lot of people if the box office numbers and Netflix streaming results are any indication. Happy Madison has produced a few dramas, and maybe if his friends asked, he could set up a dramatic film with a great director at the helm. Sandler even produced a horror movie titled The Shortcut, which was co-written by his brother Scott. I think maybe another reason a lot of them have not been cast in dramas is that they tend to be typecast. A lot of directors, producers, and studios probably think some of these actors are only capable of doing one type of role, which is not fair to them. I admittedly don't have the highest opinion of a lot of Happy Madison comedies, but while they appear uninspired on the surface, there's still plenty of work and effort involved in making them. For example, I mentioned earlier that I disliked the movie The Master of Disguise. It's a comedy where I don't think a single joke hits, and there's nothing endearing about the characters at the center of it. It comes across like a film where Dana Carvey had a whole list of impressions and characters he wanted to include in the movie, and then the script was written around that. However, it still took an enormous amount of effort to create the master of disguise, from its conception stage to developing the various makeup effects that transformed Carvey into the different personas, and then piecing together some semblance of a coherent narrative in the editing room. Carvey even recently revealed the difficulty and effort that came from putting on the Turtle Man disguise and trying out all sorts of jokes with that costume. And yes, the legends are true. Carvey was in the turtle outfit during a moment of silence for September 11th, mainly because of how long it would take to get him out of there. Even though Happy Madison productions are not the most sophisticated films in the world, they're still the result of filmmakers and actors coming together to create something they think will entertain the audience. And maybe there's a celebrated auteur filmmaker who gets joy out of these movies too. A director could have their films premiere at Cannes and get nominated for Oscars, but that does not mean they don't have an immense soft spot for stupid comedies. Terrence Malick is infamously a fan of Zoolander, Christopher Nolan has spoken highly of Talladega Nights, and one of Stanley Kubrick's favorite movies was The Jerk. He even considered casting Steve Martin to play the lead role in Eyes Wide Shut. Maybe David Fincher is a Paul Blart Mall Cop fan and will one day cast Kevin James in one of his movies. We don't know. I'm thinking of how Bob Odenkirk was primarily known for comedic roles for many years. However, he was then cast in Breaking Bad and eventually got to headline his own spin-off show, Better Call Saul. He received a lot of acclaim for a role different than what people were accustomed to see him in, and resulted in him getting nominated 5 times for the Best Actor in a Drama Series Emmy. Maybe there's a Better Call Saul series in the future for Kevin Nealon or David Spade. Again, we don't know. It depends on if they're interested, if a television show creator or director is interested, and if they're getting those scripts sent their way. Like I said at the beginning of the video, just because someone is a comedian or a comic actor does not mean they are constantly telling jokes. Anyway, which member of the Happy Madison troupe would you like to see play a dramatic role? Let me know in the comments, and I'll see you next time.